Hey guys, it's Rick here. We are at Daisy Nationals 2025. This is the 58th iteration of this event. And we've been talking to some competitors, and now we have a coach. This is Coach David. How you doing, David?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. This is a kid that had more. If I was having any more fun, they'd have to arrest me. I think my dad would say, or he would also say, "I feel so good, I have to hug myself." But anyway, it's great. I mean, this is one of the highlights of us of our year. My wife over there, Sue, she is behind all of the stuff. Yes, Sue?
Can you unplug it and plug it back in?
Okay. Audio is the bane of our existence.
So she's running your soundboard.
It's a bit echoey, I don't know why.
It's fine, man. It's fine. It's just, we can have the best video gear and the best audio gear, but getting it to work together has been
Sometimes a problem.
oh my gosh. Anything that I have struggled with in the 17 years of doing this is getting decent audio. Anyway, we're gonna roll. Anyway, I was saying, my name's Rick here with Gateway Airguns, AirgunWeb, and we're on Let's Talk Airguns. We're at the Daisy Nationals, and we've got Coach David here. Coach, what team are you with?
This year.
Okay. Oh, you're one of those coaches.
Well, it's my great nephew, and I'm with Irwin County. That's where I live in Georgia.
Okay.
We're about 60 miles from the Florida line.
Okay.
And they've had a team off and on for 30 years, but they hadn't had a team in about 15. And this is their second year having a team again.
Okay.
So being that's my great nephew, I help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I help
Makes
anybody.
sense.
I'm a state instructor for Georgia 4-H for rifle and pistol. I help anybody, but this is family.
Yeah, family. I get it. That makes all the sense in the world. I understand that. So you've been doing this a while then. How many years have you been coaching?
This is my 28th season.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot.
Yes, sir. But it's just something I've learned to love, and I've loved working with children. I don't have a family, and but he's and his little sister shoots too, and I got two more great nieces. They may shoot, so I may be doing this quite a while yet.
Yeah, I got you. Well, there's some folks up in New England. I used to live in Northfield, Vermont. And the Barofrios were like air rifle and BB royalty up there because they had teams. I think they coached teams for like 50 to 60, 70 years.
Right.
And I don't know if they're still going because old man Barofrio was old when I was there. That was some 20-some years ago. But they are, you get some folks that are super dedicated to keep those programs rolling. It sounds like you're one of those folks.
Well, as a state instructor, I've been a state instructor for 21 years. We get a lot of adults come through and they have to get their state certification. And they sent me off to get my national certification in pistol and rifle. And that's how we keep it going. And we do average 75 to 100 new coaches a year that go through Rock Eagle 4-H camp and get their state certification. It's a Friday and a Saturday. And then they go and can coach. But they must be at least a certified coach per county.
I got
you.
And
it's really keeps us all on the same page and what the goal is. 4-H is a youth leadership program, and our motto is to make the best better. You can take a child that's been in 4-H and a child that hadn't been and interview them, and it's a huge difference.
It's a big difference. We have my daughter's in Civil Air Patrol, and it's very similar in their desire to empower youngsters to gain leadership abilities and responsibility, and the idea of having goals and establishing goals and meeting goals, and it's very similar.
Right.
I mean, you guys are doing other shooting sports, but those types of things for youth. Critical.
It is, and we're no different than any other sport. It's in the end, it comes down. It's a sneaky way to teach sportsmanship.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's football, baseball, soccer. It's what it's all about.
Yeah,
and watching these children succeed and get better, doesn't matter what it is. But I don't know much better than watching a child succeed.
Yeah,
in anything they want to do,
especially when they start and it's a challenge for them. Because there are some kids that everything just comes naturally. It's easy for them. But when you have one that maybe struggling. But then through practice and hard work, and really, I remember, I'll tell you a story. When I was young, my mother was a piano teacher at Rollins College, and we used to go to concerts. And there was a guy there, he was an amazing pianist, and I played piano as a kid. I have bang on the keys today, but I actually played piano as a kid. And I remember going to this guy, and I said, I really wish I could do what you do. And he looked at me square in the eye and he said, he says, you can. You just got to practice 8 hours a day. And the reality is success comes through hard work.
Nice.
Okay, there are folks that have natural ability. I've met some. I'm not one of them. Now, my wife would argue that point. But I don't consider myself as one of them. But I have to work to be successful.
I do too.
And if they can learn that things don't come easy, I mean, if it comes easy, you don't really appreciate it. nearly as much. So
and if everything's given to you, you don't either. You got to work for it.
So when I've talked to the kids your other shooters, that idea that everybody's going to have a bad card or a bad shot, and you can't quit. If you quit there, you let yourself down. You let your team down.
You do.
So you got to pick yourself up, and remember that last shot should not impact your next shot.
Well, many years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting. I was at the Junior Olympics in air pistol in Colorado Springs at Olympic Training Center, and I met Eric Bouillog, and he's a former Olympian, won a medal in air pistol. He was air pistol coach at the time, and he's originally from Bulgaria.
Okay.
And I got to speak to him a little bit, and he told me something that stuck with me all these years, and he made a point of it. He said, it's one shot at a time to the best of your ability.
Yep.
And that's always stuck with me, that don't get too high, don't get too low. Do your best, and if you do I tell my great nephew all the time, do your best, you'll sleep better at night.
Yeah.
And your parents are going to be much happier. And honestly, I believe any child that comes through the 4-H program in shooting sports, they're going to learn to focus. And if you can focus, you're going to do well in school.
Yeah, you're going to do well.
And your teacher's going to love you for it. Yeah. And it's just a side effect of this sport.
My dad would say, do your best will get better.
Exactly.
And I think that translates into life in general.
Does.
You got to keep moving forward.
You can't just cross your fingers and hope. Another national coach told me one time that champions work hard in practice and easy in matches. They've done all the hard work before they got here.
Right.
You can't come here and cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Right.
You've had to have earned it. You've got to work to get here. And being that you've got to be in the top 3, only the best of the best get to come here.
Right.
But we're not focused on that. We just want them. I've got a number in my mind. I want him to shoot because I think he's capable of it.
Right.
I'm not going to tell him.
Right.
But coaching him has just been. I mean, when I was head coach in Tifton, I've coached over 400 kids. We did air pistol, air rifle, BB. But now I help anybody, and I'm not the first one there. I'm not the last one to leave, and I just go out the door with a smile on my face.
I got you.
It is great, and I hope I can keep doing it if my health holds up.
Yeah. Well, good. But I hope so too. As a coach, I'm sure you've faced challenges.
Yes, sir.
What has been? What do you think in general is the most challenging thing that you deal with on a regular basis?
Oh, there's no question to me. The parents.
Okay.
Children are children.
Yeah, I got you.
Children know whether they're cared about. They know I'm not there just for a score. I'm there about them. Mm-hmm. I've got kids. I've got some I've started coaching now that are pushing 40 years old, and I still keep in touch with.
I got you.
That's the whole idea. Not just because I'm shooting air pistol, or rifle, or BB.
Yep.
It's the child and watching them grow up. But the parents' expectations sometimes are not good. And another issue I've had with the parents is the lack of support. Okay, I'm not the babysitter. I will do everything humanly possible for that child. And I work in law enforcement. I will do everything humanly possible for them as an adult.
I got you.
But I don't babysit.
I got you. We
have a schedule. We have things we need to do and I want to accomplish. And some of the parents want to just drop them and come to a slow roll, push them out the door and go to Walmart.
Yep.
That's not what this is about. That's not what 4-H is about.
Well, it's funny you say that because when I was more active in Civil Air Patrols, say you have the same sort of challenge.
Right.
You have parents say, "Hey, this is a free 2.5 hours. We don't have to our kids with us." Yes. They would literally slow roll, drop them, throw them out, and you can see those children need help. They actually need that structure, and sometimes you can work with the parents, and it becomes a better situation. Do you see over time? Do you see sometimes that shift where parents transition from one to the other? Sometimes
it's almost the light comes on.
I got you.
And because you're coaching the parents too. When we're working on that test material, and if they're coaching their child, we've got to coach them up.
Sure.
Because if they turn sights the wrong way, child is the one that's the victim, so to speak.
I gotcha.
So we've got to coach the parents up as much as the children. That's cool. Sometimes it's more difficult. And then, and honestly, some of the parents realize they don't need to be out there on the line coaching. Some people that can do that. Some people that's just not their thing. I'm fine with that. Just let me know. I'll coach anybody. I'd rather be out there coaching than back there playing cards. I'm no card shark. And I'd rather be on the line. That's a lot more fun. I'm high on Mountain Dew in life. I just enjoy it. But the kids are kids. You show them you give a darn.
Yeah, they'll respond to that.
And same, if you set your goals high, they'll work with you. You set your goals low, that's what you're going to get.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Well, I can hear that you super excited about
and getting to come with him. And his dad, my brother's here, and my sister-in-law.
Yeah, that's
my whole
cool.
family.
That's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of that I see here, and I remember we did a We did an interview with I think it was the Rockin' Shots. We did an interview a few years
from Louisiana.
ago.
Met them.
And they had 30 of them there. I mean, there was like grandmas and all and extended family. There was like you almost needed bleachers to house them all.
Right.
But it was amazing their stories and their testimonies of what this sport has meant to them as family, community, and everything else. Yeah. And it, you'd start tearing up a little bit because it really means a lot to them, and the lessons they've learned over time is pretty incredible. And those are, it's stuff like that makes me want to keep coming back here and doing what Sue. I mean, because it's a lot of work. What we do, I mean,
where y'all from?
We're from El Paso,
Texas.
Yeah, so we're West Texas.
West? Yeah, it takes like 3 days.
Way West Texas. Yeah, it takes us. We didn't get out of Texas the first day driving. We could have, but we were still in it after the first day.
Long way to go.
But look, I enjoy coming out and doing this. I mean, Gamo's been a sponsor for years. They've been really good. Gamo Daisy, now Crossman.
Right.
They've been really great to work for. We come out here, most of it's because we really like what they're doing. Would you agree with that, Sue?
Yeah, I do agree with that. I really enjoy coming to this event. I think just seeing all the kids and their families and the families supporting the coaches, hearing stories like yours, where you've been in this for how many decades?
Almost 3.
That's just amazing to me. I think it's one of the most family-friendly events I've ever been to.
Yeah, Daisy's a good steward. It's hit and miss. Some states it's big. Some states they don't have much of a program. Some teams, there are only 3 or 4 teams in the state. So there's the Crossman guy from New York.
Yeah, yep.
Went to his seminar yesterday because we bought 2 of the Crossmans yesterday.
You got some challengers.
And he was really good about what we need to do to service them and keep from having the leaks of the cylinder. So
cool. Yeah, that's I was just going to show you a picture of my range if I had one. We just had a huge event there.
We get in Irwin. We shoot in the nice stuff. The school system let us use our ROTC air rifle range, so we use that, and we use a old field house in Cook County. And in Tifton, we shot in the livestock building. We were lucky because it's with air conditioning.
Yeah,
well, our part of the state was 100 degrees. We left and 90% humidity. Come out here, it's very, very comfortable out here. They're talking about how hot it is. I'm like, this is pretty good out here. No gnats either, so that's pretty cool.
I don't have any photos. I was going to show you my range, but I'll have to do that another day. My wife's got some. I got pictures of targets, but
so you review a lot of the guns, which is
I do. I've been doing this for I said, 17 years. I started when my daughter before she was born. She's 18 now, so I guess it's been more like 19 years, almost 20 years. And
I started. I got a bone disease, so can't really get into kneeling. So I started shooting competitive pistol bullseye, 22, 38, 45 when I was 25. I got trifocals, can't see. But I shot competitive air pistol in the Olympics. I shot Olympic qualifiers at the Olympic ranges and did that until I got trifocals. And I still shoot, just can't see anymore. But that was fun. And then rifle just kind of fell in because of BB. So I'm a pistol shooter.
Well, we're back up. We had a little bit of a glitch there. So we were talking. I guess we can go ahead and kind of do a bit of a wrap, Sue.
Okay.
All right. So sorry, guys, we had a little bit of a glitch there, but we're back. You gotta love internet at hotels. It makes for challenge.
It does. Wireless internet and voice over internet phones are always a challenge.
Maybe we'll go with our direct AT&T. I don't know. We'll figure that out. This is why we're doing these because we're really supposed to go live tomorrow. We're just kind of practicing putting the gear up to see how it works because they're going to be doing the opening ceremony here in a few hours.
3:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, so that's going to
start lining up about 3.
And then I'll be busy getting ready for the top shootout configuration, all that fun stuff. So, oh my goodness. Anyway, we were talking a little bit about, your experience here with Daisy, your experience as a coach. If there was something that you wanted to tell Daisy, I think we were talking about, how good they take care of their coaches with their products and stuff. If there was something you wanted to tell Daisy, Gamo, Crossman, I guess they're iconic now, I guess is the brand.
They are.
What would you as a coach like to say to them about what they've been doing for youth shooting sports?
Well, it's great. I mean, and one of the Daisy ads they used to use, and they still do it, it all starts with Daisy. Mm-hmm. That's not just a slogan. There's a lot of truth there.
Yeah.
That Red Ryder or the Buck, the smaller version of it, is just a great youth program. We do a lot of BB shoots back home and put balloons on clothesline or posts, and the Red Rider is ideal, and then the buck for the smaller kids. You just let them go up there, safety glasses on, and pop balloons.
Yeah.
But a kid that hits 5 in a row, where's your mom and dad? What county do you live in?
Yeah, right.
I am constantly recruiting kids in our community, and oh, you don't live in our county, darn, you can't shoot with us. And it's those guns are just phenomenal for a child to use. And of course, they now have the Red Rider adult version.
Yeah, I know.
Which is for us big kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they really does start with them, and I've got some Game-O products as well. And of course, they I think Benjamin Sheridan now. And
yeah,
I
know
Winchester
so many.
Conglomerate. They've grown dramatically now, but yeah, it's a good way to start shooting. And we're lucky to have this. Of course, we can have firearms in our country, and most of the airgun manufacturing's overseas because they can't have typically own firearms like we do. But it's a great start, and I don't just put embers on the fire. I'm trying to throw gas on the fire. I want them to keep shooting, maybe try to get a scholarship at school, shoot for USA Shooting. Try it out for the Junior Olympics, maybe make the Olympic team. I had 2 of my air pistol kids make the Junior Olympics. They got to go overseas. USA Shooting paid all their expenses. That's a heck of an experience.
And that starts with programs like this.
They both came through the BD program in 4-H.
Yeah, so if you don't have these types of programs that are heavily supported by Crossman, Daisy, Gammo now, if you don't have that, then you don't have the other.
That would have never happened without
so this is
the
huge.
4-H program and the BB gun.
So,
and it is the world's most accurate BB gun. I mean,
it is.
When it's working correctly, and I work on them. I work on our state match, which is so big. I also work on guns for free at our state match. And Mr. Raymond, in fact, there's the original BB gunsmith. So good to see you, sir. Is she here by any chance? I want to see her too. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, Miss Johnson, Denise Johnson, was the special manager for this, and Mr. Raymond was a Daisy gunsmith for over 30 years.
Wow.
He showed me a lot about how to take them apart and fix them right.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Miss Johnson, anything I needed, I need a rear sight. And she's like, how many? And she's retired too, unfortunately. They're both retired.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have my in at Daisy too. I called my buddy. So I've got this. He says, all right, I'll send one out to you.
Well, we give out the schematics during the training session with the parts list and the prices, and we do a little clinic on how to work on this. Simple things I work on the gun. But at state, I work on them for free. I take a chronograph, we shoot off chronograph.
Sure.
I've got a target and a rest and shoot off a rest, see if it's the kid or the gun.
Sure.
And then I fix them for free, and then they can go right over there and shoot it. Yeah. So when you got 80-plus teams and 500 kids and 80 firing line 300 yards long, things break. And I take spare guns. But the great thing about this, if you need a gun, somebody let you borrow one. You need a mat, you need a kneeling roll, somebody let you borrow it.
Yeah,
that's that
community. That's the community nature here, because I have seen, I've seen people have equipment failures, and other people step up and say, "Look, we got you covered." Right. That's cool.
And
that is ideal.
That's just cool. Daisy, the reason I started doing it at our state match. Daisy has a BB gunsmith here. Something breaks here, they fix it for you for free.
Yeah,
you can't beat that. So if you didn't have access to another gun, take it over there in the room. They'll fix it.
They want to get you. They want to get you out there shooting.
Definitely.
Well, David, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, sir,
for coming and hanging out with me today. We're going to see if we'll probably shut down for a little bit, and do some diagnostics on what kind of gave us the glitch. But we'll work on that. But it's good having you. And I hope your team does really well.
Me too. We have goals, and as they say, 4-H rocks.
All right. Guys, that's going to be it for now. My name's Rick here with Gateway Airguns, AirgunWeb for Let's Talk Airguns. We are the Daisy Nationals, 58th Daisy Nationals 2025. We will be back in a little bit. Thanks for watching.